I think, right? Yep, we're good. Alright, welcome everyone to the second episode of Land of the Tree. We have here a very special guest who is actually just a co-host.
You can't call me a guest just because I missed the first episode because I had plans in real life. My name's Eric, by the way.
Real life doesn't matter here. This is Skyrim. This is the only life that matters. Anyway, welcome to episode 2. Land of the Free. Alexa. Oh shit. Is she on? No, stop. Okay, never mind.
Someday we'll play the song, except it'll violate copyright rules.
True.
Yeah.
So, because America will sue us. Anyway, back to the topic.
I'm in the land of the free.
In the land of the free.
Okay. What kind of loaded have we got here? I totally missed y'all's setup.
So, we have a bunch of stuff that we stole from dead people. Some foot wraps.
So, fossil fuels.
Yeah, that's what we have too.
Yeah.
Frostbite venom is a fossil fuel. Mm-hmm. Frostbite spiders are peaceful creatures, and they do nothing wrong.
5 tomatoes. I wonder who picked up these 5 tomatoes.
That wasn't me.
Yeah, I know. It was Susie.
Yeah.
It was clearly Susie, because she's the only person who plays this game and eats the food.
They're good for you.
Sparks.
So, first order of business. Eric's going to figure out what the hell his character is, because, as you may have figured, we don't actually prepare for this.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk to you about war crimes. Or what should be war crimes. Which is what Exxon does. Anyway, so this episode...
And it is a war.
It is a war we're fighting on the oil companies.
No.
So, but what we're going to focus on in this episode is Exxon New, which is the name of a campaign that we're stealing from. So sorry, Exxon New people. Where the fuck are you going?
I'm going to my objective.
Oh, right.
Here's the key to the house. Stay as long as
Exxon
you
New
like.
is the name of a
If there's
campaign
anything
that...
else you need, just let me know.
Thanks, Gerder. Exxon New is the name of a campaign that basically posits that Exxon knew about climate change since back in the 60s and has been actively funding a campaign of misinformation about climate change since then, which, since I'm not a lawyer, I don't have to say it's alleged, it's true, and they've been lying to us, and they want to kill us.
We need to get
Yep.
word to Jarl Balgruuf in
Why do they want to kill us,
send
Nick?
whatever troops he can.
Because they want money,
If you
Eric.
do that for me, I'll be in your debt.
Same reason I want to kill everyone.
Yep.
I mean, I should really not say these things on live streams.
Well, you're already saying it. It's pushed out to the world right now.
Alright, anyway, I'm never going to
Talk
make
to the
it.
Jarl of Whiterun. Oh, that's what we do in this quest.
Yeah, but go to the store first so they have to do the quest twice.
Yeah. Hot tip.
Hot tip here.
Yeah. Go to
Cheats
the
with-
store in Riverwood so that you don't have to do the Black Falls Barrow quest twice.
Bleak Falls Barrow.
Falls Barrow? Yeah, whatever.
Because,
Barrow.
yeah. It's not that great of a quest, and you're going to do tons of dungeons.
One of us
Yeah.
has to do something.
I said no. No adventures, no
So Exxon
theatrics,
knew.
no thief chasing.
When did Exxon know, Nick?
In 1946! Da, da, da. So, in 1946, Exxon and other petroleum companies, actually, Exxon, then known as Humble Oil, which is the stupidest name for a company ever, formed the Smoke and Fumes Committee, which is almost a comically evil name. Which I'm unclear because I did this research 10 minutes before. This, whether that included tobacco companies or not, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So 1946, Exxon and other companies, probably only fossil fuel companies, maybe also tobacco companies, formed a committee basically working on funding misinformation campaigns to stop the regulation of air pollution. Because up until the 70s, air pollution was basically unregulated, actually completely unregulated nationally, and maybe some states were doing it. I don't know.
Yeah, regulated only under nuisance law, which meant that you had to be a property owner who was directly impacted by air pollution to sue, and you could only sue for the damage that it did to your property value or your enjoyment of the property. Now we still, by some miracle, have the EPA, which actually asserts some level of national interest
Not for long.
in pollution.
Yeah, so as you can tell from Eric passing an environmental law class,
You passed too.
that's true, I slept through it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we now regulate it, but what seems like a very obvious thing to regulate, we forget wasn't regulated until the 70s when the Cuyahoga River literally was set on fucking fire Cuyahoga River's in Cleveland for all of us East Coast elite who don't know where the Midwest is.
Nick's throwing up deuces right now.
Please don't expose me like this. Not in front of our people.
Oh yeah, do I want to go to the Barrow now? Is that the deal here?
Oh, you can.
To do that quest.
It's an open world game. You can do whatever the fuck you want.
You know what? I just need instructions, Nick.
Go to the Barrow. Follow the rules, Eric. Actually, no. Go to the. You're looking at the city. Just go to the city.
All right.
It's just gonna do back to the Barrow though. Anyway, what was I talking about? All right, pollution. So we didn't regulate pollution until the 70s, only after rivers were being set on fire and like kids were choking to death on smog. And that's because of this committee that was very effective in stopping pollution regulation. Now, by the 70s, Exxon had a bigger problem on their hand because in the 60s they found out that CO2 causes global warming. Well, that's not entirely true. We've known that for years, but they found out that fossil fuel burning is incredibly highly correlated to rising temperatures, and that those rising temperatures would cause a destabilization.
No thanks to you.
Wow, hold on, wait. Let her talk shit to you. You didn't try your best. That's not true.
I did.
Another milk drinker crying about his effort.
Let the record show that I love milk.
Only awaits
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, okay. People can enjoy a nice tall glass of milk as an adult. It doesn't make me look like the girl from Get Out.
An outsider.
Kind of makes it look like whatever. We all do.
Warriors. We are brothers.
So the companions are also fossil fuel deniers, climate change deniers.
Are they?
No.
I mean, we can say the spoiler about the companions. I guess they're werewolves. I don't know if that's relevant here.
Saying werewolves can't believe in the common good, Eric?
It sounds like a waste of time.
Nobody asked you.
Wow.
If you think you're better than we are, go talk to Codlac Whitemane.
Wait, his name is Whitemane? That's very on the nose.
Yeah.
Anyway, so in the 60s, they found out Exxon and the American Petroleum Institute, which is a think tank that Exxon funds, funded research and basically found out that global warming is caused by fossil fuel use. And they did what Exxon does best and buried it. And then throughout the 70s, Exxon became pretty well aware of the fact that all fossil fuels cause CO2 emissions, which then cause global warming, and kept burying it. These were all internal scientific reports. But Exxon, being they're smart, they're evil, but they're smart, started actually planning with other oil industry executives on how they're gonna confuse people about this. So when we talk about climate change denial, and this is a pet peeve of mine, climate change denial is not your stupid ass uncle who doesn't believe in things. It's a well-funded, intentional campaign.
City's closed with the dragons about. Official business only.
See, these guys know what they're doing. It's like an official campaign that they've been doing for 40, 50 years to fuck us up, and in order to stop regulation and basically make as much money as possible.
Yeah, and lines about scientific uncertainty or anything like that are really a play by the fossil fuel industry to pretend like there is any kind of uncertainty. Scientists have been certain that CO2 causes light to scatter in the atmosphere and causes some of it to return for decades. Scientists have observed this happening in real time on our planet for a very long time as well. So when people talk about this uncertainty, it's a way for fossil fuel companies to acknowledge that the science is happening without actually accepting its conclusions. There isn't really any scientific uncertainty about anything that we're going to talk about here, and if there is, then we'll tell you. But the basic premise of climate change is one of the most well-supported conclusions that exists in Earth sciences today.
And most science.
Yeah.
Fun fact is that there's a lot better consensus on the fact that fossil fuels or that climate change is caused by human use of fossil fuels than there are that tobacco causes cancer.
Yep.
which is also not us saying that the fucking cigarettes cause cancer. Don't smoke.
Don't smoke. Yeah, all you kids listening today.
All you kiddos.
Before I talk to the Jarl, it's also important to mention that Nick brought up something very important, which is that the tobacco companies have a similar interest to the fossil fuel companies in terms of obfuscating the science and fooling the public with disinformation campaigns. And they actually use a lot of the same lawyers and consultants. The Jarl's not receiving visitors. Yeah, well,
I have news.
pretty easy.
Yeah.
I can just tell him I have news.
Come on then. The Jarl will want to
These Jarls are really accessible for like very public, important figures.
Yeah, I have to say I'm really impressed with how transparent governance is in Skyrim, considering that it's an absolute feudal monarchy.
Yeah.
This dragon with your own eyes?
Tell him you're.
I'll tell him I'm a criminal.
Really?
Yeah.
You're certainly forthright about your criminal
Wrongfully
past.
convicted.
But it's none of
Also,
my concern.
Alduin's an ally
Who
because he
want to
abolished
execute,
Helgen.
especially now.
True.
What I want to know is what exactly happened at Helgen. By Ismir, Irileth was right.
Alright, so
Yeah.
basically,
What do you say now?
things are. Basically, this Jarl, with no evidence of dragons attacking other than you telling him, has now done a better job than most of our political leaders in accepting that climate change exists. I'm always on topic. Anyway, so, yeah. Exxon, and I mean, Exxon's the worst of them, I guess. But they all suck. All the fossil fuel companies suck. And use the same lawyers as Philip Morris, Marlboro, all the other tobacco companies. Because for those of us who weren't around in the 60s and 70s, which I assume is most people watching this, considering,
Well done.
I don't know,
You sought me
I
out
feel like
on
it's
your
true.
own initiative.
People that
Anyway,
age don't know what Skyrim is.
yeah. Thanks for saying it.
Here, take this as a small
Tobacco
token of
companies
my
used to claim that cigarettes were A, good for health, and B, once that became clear it was bullshit,
suitable for
started saying that
someone
like
of
it
your
wasn't bad for you at all.
particular
But like doctors used to like
talents.
prescribe or allege. I actually don't know if this is true or not. This might have just been an ad. Like they would say that cigarettes would be good for like coughs and stuff. Anyway, these same people are the ones on the sides of the fossil fuel companies. So
Yeah,
that's
they have all the same lawyers and
Helgen got
consultants
hit by a
because the
dragon.
same strategic playbook that you use to discredit widely popular science is very applicable to both parties, and also they both sell a product that's literally killing us.
yeah. And they also all have their own scientists that found these things out way before the public did, because they have the money to pay for them. You know, it's in the interest of these big companies to find out what their potential barriers are going to be, and then you know stop them from happening. So like the tobacco industry, once the oil companies found out that fossil fuels were causing CO2 emissions, which caused catastrophic climate change, they did what businesses do best and slashed their climate research funding and poured all their money into climate denial. One of the first things they do, and the thing is that they do best is that they make it seem pretty reasonable what they're suggesting. It's not that they were like, oh, like these scientists are completely out of their minds. They're just like, oh, like, you know, we don't know yet. It's not clear. You know, it's not something we know about. Because climate change is one of those things that, like, we're going to figure it out. The same way that we figured out climate change, that cigarettes cause cancer when everyone started getting cancer, we figured out climate change is happening once it started happening. But Exxon just needed to buy themselves some time. One of the first things that they did in the 90s was form the Global Climate Change Coalition, which is an intentionally misleading name. And they told policymakers that the role of greenhouse gases in climate change is not well understood, which is, first of all, a complete nonsense statement, because why would they be called greenhouse gases? They weren't fucking involved in global warming. And yeah, that's pretty dumb. Sorry, stupid.
It is. True.
So Eric's gonna go back to Bleak Falls Barrows now.
Yeah, I am. So you just missed the court wizard, who's a real arrogant son of a bitch, but they all are. telling me that I need to go to Bleak Falls Barrow to get the Dragon Stone that will tell you where the dragon burial sites are. This is really important to the dragon lore and the story and stuff, but just notice that the leader of Whiterun springs into action as soon as he hears reports that his people are in danger. The first time I played this game, I was really expecting there to be some stupid reasons why he wouldn't send a garrison to Riverwood to protect them, but no, this guy's pretty competent, and you know, he's looking out for his people, so shout out to Jarl Balgruuf.
Yeah. Dude's cool.
Yeah.
The rest of them suck, though. Every other character in this game is bad, including you.
If you want to be.
Yeah, you're probably going to end up killing some kids or something.
You actually can't kill kids in this game.
I mean, not directly. But, you know, you take away their families, Eric.
Okay.
And it's a social death.
When you think about that, Nick.
Alright. So, Eric's going to go back to Bleak Falls Barrow and fight a bunch of Draugr, which are the undead. And this is a zombie game. I'm going to talk about the zombies of our time, the oil executives.
Ghouls.
Something like that. This really could have been a great Fallout series.
Yeah.
It's too on the nose, though.
A little too on the nose. Guys, Fallout is actually about nuclear anxiety, in case you couldn't tell.
Yeah, just by the way.
Yeah.
We'll do an entire series explaining that. And it'll be one episode, and it'll just be the scene where they drop a nuclear bomb on Boston.
Yep.
Are you gonna kill that deer?
There's a dead person here.
Oh no. A treasure hunter.
I could use that.
Ooh, look at their note. Iron greatsword of embers. What?
That sounds like a really bad weapon.
Yeah, also...
That's like not even worth me looking for it, and I'm level 1.
Why is a master vampire hiding this thing?
Yeah, no, master vampires should have better weapons.
Yeah.
Mom.
We have to arm our master vampires.
It's a freaking wolf. Oh, it's a skeever.
New York City subway rat.
Oh, yeah.
So, speaking of rats, the oil executives. So, basically in the 90s they spent their time... What the shit? Do not fight that giant.
Really?
I mean...
Why don't I want to fight this giant?
Actually, fight it.
Yeah, come on. While he's distracted, I'll take him.
Secunda's kiss. Sounds like a bar.
You should favorite this. Come on, y'all gotta be getting your favorites in order. Nope, nope. Uh-oh.
Wow, that was fast. Oh!
Wow. I didn't know they could fly that high. Oh wait,
my turn. So the way you gotta do this is you gotta sneak up on him. Gotta snipe him.
This is gonna work.
It's gonna work.
You know how mad I'm gonna be to kill this giant.
Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Wow.
Once more, open the door.
What's that meme that that was going around a couple years ago that people were flying around and
what? The are you talking about the do?
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah, that one. Anyway,
that's us.
That was really stupid. Anyway, yeah, there we go. Episode's over. No, just kidding. We have
not 3 of us yet.
30 more years of.
We have more. Yeah, so the portrayal of wolves in this game is really an outrage to environmentalists everywhere. Wolves are an endangered species. They obviously have to be aggressive to survive. They're pack hunters, but they're social animals who have thoughts and feelings. They are not cold-blooded killers who senselessly murder human beings for no reason. I don't know, there was a Liam Neeson movie called The Grey a few years ago about Liam Neeson fighting a pack of wolves. And it's by far the best of the Liam Neeson ass-kicking movies, but it's not really accurate, and the Sierra Club boycotted him for it because they had nothing better to do. Yeah. Anyway, Can't say that anymore because Liam Neeson, we now know, is bad.
Yeah, and the Sierra Club is now good. So, funny how things change.
Things really have changed. Hey Nick, remember when was it the Sierra Club or the Nature Conservancy that made a deal with a gas company to frack on
That
the
was
land
the
that they
Nature
owned?
Conservancy.
Yeah.
The bastards. They still own an oil rig.
They still own an oil rig?
As of like 2007.
Is it like
I don't know.
for a reef, or is it really an oil rig that's actively being...
Okay, so I don't
exploited?
remember what the exact story was, but they owned an oil. They owned a piece of land. They bought a piece of land in Texas, and the piece of land had an oil thing on it, and they used the profits from the oil rig to like fund the upkeep of the land. Which, like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like, what kind of idiots? Like, the Nature Conservancy is bad.
The environmental movement before climate awareness happened was really wild, honestly.
Yeah, they were really not the best. So, like, they didn't. Whatever. We'll get into this later. There's a lot of really shitty organizations out there, like the WWF, which funds torture.
Yeah, they fund park rangers around the world at the national parks that they fund, but that means that they additionally will fund those forces even when they are implicated in human rights abuses, as many of them have been recently. They haven't really commented on or done anything about this, but you know, their written policy on respecting indigenous peoples is pretty good, so of course, how could they really be bad? This is a better vote.
Everything you do in writing is actually reflective of who you are, and everything you do in action is not.
Yeah.
Jesus. Anyway, so that's fucking wild. I can't believe they actually funded like murders.
Yeah. The cute panda people too. Like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that.
They also own like the Bronx Zoo, so it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So I don't know. If any young aspiring activist in the Bronx wants to do something at the zoo, go
Fine.
for it, I guess. I
It's a
don't
nice
know.
place to go, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's really nice.
Yeah.
Beautiful place. Anyway, I forgot what we were talking about.
We were talking about Exxon and the incentives that companies whose business model is predicated on burning fossil fuels at all costs have to lie about the consequences.
Right. So you might be wondering, maybe Exxon was actually really confused about this. Well, we know that's not true because there was a memo in 1998 where they explicitly said, quote unquote, or quote, victory will be achieved when the average citizen recognizes uncertainty in climate science, unquote. Which basically just means when people are confused about climate science, that means they win. That means Exxon wins. And between 1998 and 2014, Exxon spent $30 million on climate denial, which is, I don't even know how to compare that amount of money, because it's not an amount of money I understand.
Yeah. The real kicker, though, the real smoking gun here is that another Exxon memo revealed that the company was raising the levels of its offshore oil platforms in the Arctic specifically to account for the sea level rise that was caused by climate change. So they really can't argue that they weren't at least taking climate science seriously internally at the same time that they were funding climate doubt externally.
Yeah. And additionally, if you're wondering what they were doing, other than funding awful, shitty research, they also got the chair of the IPCC fired, which I only found out today. The IPCC is, I think me and Susie talked about last episode, but since we didn't really record it, we can, oh, Jesus.
That was violent.
That's really violent.
Yeah.
Kids, avert your eyes. And close your ears. Or actually, no, listen up.
Yeah, we got important stuff to tell you.
Listen up, you little shits. So the IPCC is an independent panel, like thousands of scientists that
Sponsored by the UN.
It's sponsored by the UN, and it only works on climate change, right?
Yeah, it's the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. So it's the UN's special research and policy body on climate issues.
Yeah. So what Exxon did is, and IPCC is like notorious for being pretty conservative, like the original meaning of the word, not like the Nazis that are running the country. Like a conservative in its estimates of what climate science is.
Yeah, they're good scientists. They're very careful, and they would never make any pronouncement of doom unless they were absolutely certain, which is why we should all be freaked the fuck out about their last report where they basically said we're all doomed.
Yeah. So, but before they said we were all doomed, in 2000 they were like, yeah, humans are probably causing climate change, but like, you know, maybe we need to do some more research. And Exxon was so pissed off about the fact that they said that humans might have been causing it, that they got the Bush administration to fire the head of the organization. Which, like, what? Like, it's a... Jesus.
Yep.
Like, they're not activists, they're scientists, and they're, like, really, really, really wonky ones at that. Like, these are people that would never say they're certain about anything, which is another way that Exxon is like, yo, they're uncertain about it. Because scientists are like that. They just do that. They say they're uncertain about things, even though they're like 99.9% sure, because, you know, that's what science is. Sorry.
You're dead meat, outlaw.
Nope.
You know, in a way, we should have respect for the outlaws, right?
I like really think they're a product of their environment.
Yep. Anyway, I'm about to kill this guy while he's begging for his life. But they always lie. It makes me really sad that they never actually just, like, surrender to you.
Yeah.
You know, it's not always a ruse. Sometimes people just don't want to die for whatever loot they're guarding.
Yeah, it's really not that...
Buy it.
Yeah, it's really not that, important loot. Like,
Yeah.
why would you... I don't know.
Oh, these puzzle things.
Ooh, puzzles.
Wait. Oh, yeah, it's up here.
Yeah. All the answers are right in front of you.
Snake, snake, whale.
All things I've been called before.
Yeah. This thing.
That's not a whale.
It's not a whale?
No.
What is that?
I don't know.
Looks like a whale to me. See? There's the fin. There's the tail fin. The
Oh.
whale's head.
I always thought it was like a diving bird.
I can see why you thought that, but you're a dumbass.
Oh, yeah. You're not wrong. So anyway, they got the chair of the IPCC, Robert Watson. Sorry. I don't know. I don't know how good of a person he is or not. He might be awful. Fired. Also, the Bush administration invaded Iraq for them, but whatever.
Yep.
Go see Vice, I guess. Or sponsor me first, Adam McKay. So yeah, so Exxon, why do they lie? The answer is money, really. I don't know. I wish I had a better answer for that. I wish there was like some sort of like ideological reason. But their ideology is making as much money as possible and not caring who gets hurt. And yeah, that's a lot of people. Like, they're not the only ones like that. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by these giant ass sewer rats.
Yeah. This is actually just New York City in the distant past.
Or the future.
True.
This
This is like Planet of the Apes. Like, we're gonna get to the end and discover like the Statue of Liberty blown up.
Oh shit. I don't know. I refuse to believe that that the lizards evolved into dragons, but the rats just stayed the same.
What are you? Alright, where's this last rat? I need to know.
Planet of the
It's
Rats.
not that important. Anyway, now
You gotta fight Aragog.
I do. First, I'm gonna favorite my spells because you all need to learn how to favorite spells.
Yeah.
So helpful.
This is also a tutorial video.
Yeah.
Don't do any of this. This is all.
Oh wow, we were about to die, aren't we?
Oh, you're about to die. I'm not part of this.
True. Does Frostbite Venom work on Frostbite spiders? We have 10 potions of minor healing. Oh, I'm not gonna die.
Thanks, Susie.
Not today.
Also, save early, save often. Much like a Microsoft Word document in the early 2000s, this game will kill you and then make you cry. Thank you, Paperclip Man. Alright,
Yeah.
so the reason why they lie is to make money. Now, you might be wondering, why hasn't anyone done anything about this?
Okay, we got
And
him.
the answer is, yes, they've tried. People have tried to sue them. Now disgraced Attorney General of New York, Eric Schneiderman, who's a bad person, because he's a misogynist,
Now cut me down before
tried to
anything else
sue
shows up.
Exxon, or did sue Exxon, along with many other AGs, which I think the case might still be going on. I don't remember. The problem is with environmental law, and this is one...
You won't believe the power the Nords have hidden there.
Alright, dude.
Does it look like I can move? You have to cut me down first.
Don't trust this guy.
Or trust him.
Okay.
It's your choice.
All right, Nick.
It's coming loose.
Give you the benefit of the doubt here.
You fool. Why should I? Never should have come here.
Correct.
Anyway, never trust anyone.
Help.
That didn't help at all.
Oh. Sorry, I wasted all my stamina here.
I was fighting you. Right. So what is the benefit of? Oh no, sorry, Schneiderman. Schneiderman's a bad person. Good. Okay. What was I talking about? Right. Right.
The
This lawsuit. The lawsuit.
Exxon lawsuit.
Yes. The entire way we got the name of this episode is this lawsuit that the then Attorney General of New York levied against Exxon, basically accusing them. And the thing, okay, right, the thing I was going to talk about. The thing is about environmental lawsuits, which I remember from this class, is that they're really, really hard to do because you need to personally prove injury in any lawsuit. You need to prove that you've been injured by this company, or whoever you're suing. And you can't really sue on behalf of like future injury or like supposed injury. You have to prove that the actions that a company took hurt you. The issue with something like climate change is that like these scientists have been saying for 40 years, it's pretty impossible to prove a one-to-one correlation. Like, I was hurt because climate change happened and this caused this injury to me. It's not a thing you can do. And two, because a lot of the injury happens in the future. So what they did instead was that they got them through obscure financial laws, / not that obscure financial laws, called security fraud, which is a thing that, I don't know, people apparently know about. Did he just fall, or is he dead?
He fell, and he's dead.
Oh. So the Attorney General alleged that Exxon, through lying to its shareholders about climate change, didn't know that, knew that if the world was to survive, then some of its assets had to remain in the ground or stranded, which is called stranded asset theory. So the theory goes that 80% of assets, you can level up.
I can.
80% of the assets that Exxon owns. So let me back up. I haven't done the spiel in a while. Basically, the way that companies determine their worth is by stating how many resources they can exploit. This goes specific. I mean, this is specific for oil companies. So Exxon has a bunch of reserves, and they're proven reserves that they know exist. And Exxon's valuation is based off of the fact that they think they can exploit every single one of these reserves to the last drop. But according to stranded asset theory, if the world is to survive, and in this case the definition is to stay under 2 degrees Celsius of warming, then 80% of those assets can't be burned, which means that Exxon is, instead of being worth whatever $20 billion, is actually worth I should have done the number divisible by 80. Instead of being worth $100 million, is actually worth $20 million. So they overstate their value by, what is that, 500%?
Yeah, factor of 5.
Factor of 5.
Yeah, and they're worth way more than $100 million, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just bad at math.
Yeah.
Go on. Or don't die.
Trying here.
Do your best.
Trying not to take a potion, because I have some pride in this, and killed himself.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice work.
That's easy.
So the entire lawsuit alleges that Exxon has been lying to its investors, saying that they've been investing in a company that's worth you know, whatever, again, $100 million when actually they've been investing in a company worth $20 million. That's just an obscure way of getting at them, though. The real cause of, or hopefully the real cause of the lawsuit was that Exxon is trying to bring about the end of humanity by lying to the public.
Yeah, so this just goes to show you can defraud the public. You can act as a company in a way that runs completely counter to any notion of sustainability or social responsibility. But God help you if you deceive your rich investors about how much return they're going to get for their investment, because they really fucked themselves on that.
Yeah, they will get you.
Yeah.
If Exxon just stuck to their tried and true strategy of taking advantage of poor communities, they would probably get away with it. And they're still probably going to get away with it, whatever. We're probably all going to die in 20 years. But you know, nice dude.
Yeah. Really improved since my first playthrough, I think.
Maybe second playthrough.
Yeah.
So, where does that leave us in the year of our Lord, or, you know, whoever our Lord is? 2017? 2019.
You know what year it is.
I did.
I'm not helping you.
Sometimes you just need a little help.
Yeah.
First of all, shout out to the March 15th Youth Climate Strike. There's a bunch of kids going on strike that are basically saying they don't want to go to school until we solve the climate crisis.
Old man.
You're 40.
Yep.
My God. So yeah, no, these kids are badass, and this is following a movement in Europe that has been trying to hold politicians accountable by basically striking from school. And they're bringing it to the U.S. on March 15th. So if you are under 18 and still going to school, or I guess if you're in college too, strike on March 15th. If you're in the D.C. area, if you can.
Yep.
There we go.
Well, we lost y'all for a second there, but Nick was talking about something.
Yeah, but much like everything else, I've forgotten already. Oh, right. It's not like our fucking leaders would ever lie to us, like, about everything. So, you know, it's really going to be up to people to demand this action. You know, there's this thing called The Hague. I really think that they should put all of the Exxon and all the fossil fuel executives in there.
What is The Hague, Nick?
The Hague, or Den Haag, is a beautiful city on the coast of the Netherlands, which also serves as a prison. Actually,
but the only prison that leftists like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we should abolish prisons, but not The Hague.
That one?
Yeah.
No one really goes there anyway, except for like African warlords.
Yeah, The Hague is pretty wild.
Yeah.
Like, you can go there if you commit like minor war crimes. I guess there's no minor war crimes.
No,
but
I mean, they're pretty major war crimes. They just don't have the protection of global imperial power.
Yeah.
That the other war criminals committing the same crimes with lighter skin do.
Shout out Dick Cheney.
Yep.
You should be in prison. Also Bush. Anyway, so yeah. We should put all the Exxon executives in The Hague, and also all the Shell executives, and all the other. Actually, Shell is a Dutch company.
Yeah.
Why don't they just do it?
Yeah, it's right there. It's like a quick commute for y'all.
Yeah, it's you guys have nice trains. Just get everyone there. Put them all in one train. Put it directly to The
Don't you
Hague.
wish you can go to prison on a nice train? In America, you have to drive to the freaking prisons.
Yeah, that's gonna be the next like Democratic 2020 proposal, like clean energy options for mass incarceration.
Yeah. Edgy.
Whatever.
Edgy.
It is. Yeah, you know. That's what I'm here for.
Thing again. I like the flame thing. Oh, that didn't work. Come on. Come on. Yeah.
You're fucking stupid for
Step
walking
into the
right
fire.
into that.
Yeah, they're really fucking stupid for walking right into that. You couldn't make an obvious comment about humanity and climate change with that, could you? Like, capitalism's really fucking stupid for walking right into this fire that's about to consume everything they've ever built.
I mean, it'd be like you walking into it, though, because they caused the fire.
Okay, yeah.
We're working on it. We don't write our own jokes. In fact, we don't write anything here.
We don't write jokes.
We don't write jokes.
These are barely jokes.
These are just statements that we're saying in funny
Yeah.
voices and hoping that people will find interesting. Okay, wait. What are we talking about? Right, things you can do. Fossil fuel divestment campaigns are really cool. We used to do one.
We did. That's how we got into this whole thing.
Yeah. Basically, fossil fuel divestment is the notion that if these companies aren't gonna basically do anything to help people, or like actively cause harm to humanity, then all the institutions that are invested in them should take their money out, and otherwise they're complicit in funding the corporations that are causing the crisis. Our school, which will remain unnamed, is invested in fossil fuels, or our university was. Your university, if your university, is probably still invested in fossil fuels, unless you go to like the 100 that haven't, that have divested. Basically, the goal of this movement is to delegitimize fossil fuels as a morally okay thing to invest in. Just like, I mean, people are trying to do it with guns. People did it with tobacco. People did it with apartheid in South Africa. People are trying to do it with Israel. Like, there's a whole bunch of basically divestment campaigns that the goal is to say that what you're investing in is morally wrong or doing bad things in the case of the country ones, and to divest from them means condemning their actions.
Yep. There's also the financial case. What we said before about stranded assets really applies here because these companies are massively overstating their present and future value. So it makes sense to focus on the moral case, but to managers who are interested in long-term returns, it makes a lot of sense to think about the fact that these investments aren't as profitable as they should be or as they seem to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't put your money in fossil fuels, kids. That's how we became successful.
That's a PSA. Yeah, that's how we ended up so rich.
And running a successful live stream.
Yeah. I'd call this a success. Would you call this a success?
I'd call it a success.
Wow. Who just walked in?
Who is
Hey
this?
guys, mystery guest.
I don't know if people can hear you because you're all the way over there.
They can hear me. But what's up? It's Susie. Hey, I just got back from dinner. Would you like to eat the first bus?
We're about to.
Well, let's not count our chickens before they hatch. No, we've been on. We can just speak. We've been on longer, but it crapped out halfway through, so we had to restart.
Exciting.
But it archives, hopefully. So.
Die, Draugr
Nice.
Overlord.
What are we talking? Investments in fossil fuels?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
All right, he
Okay,
can
kids.
shout. He can shoot.
Basically, we've done the Exxon New campaign and why they lied to us. Why do people lie, Susie?
Not only did they lie to us, they spent billions and billions of dollars convincing people
Yeah.
that it was a non-issue and contributing to campaigns to stop
Resisted
people
frostbite
doing anything about
venom.
climate
Come on,
change.
dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Not just Exxon, Coke did it.
Well, that's not gonna work.
Other companies do it for other things.
Both Coke Industries and Coca-Cola,
Yes,
probably.
probably.
I don't know anything about Coca-Cola, but they seem like a bad company.
Dip their fingers in every sort of pie.
Yeah.
Little
So,
sugary, sticky fingers.
So gross.
Yeah, it is.
money has power, and companies use it to do bad things, like stop work on partnerships.
Yeah, if you're interested in reading a 30-page thesis paper, Susie has one.
No one's read it, so you can be the first.
Yeah, including...
Including Susie herself, probably.
Probably.
Yeah.
To be honest. Listen, I was writing a much larger, longer thesis about.
Okay.
It
You're
was
so cool.
Yeah, it's so cool. Everyone wants to read my undergraduate senior thesis. Hint, my thesis advisor didn't even want to read my undergraduate senior thesis.
Nor did he.
Nor did he. So, if anyone wants to read about
What's that do? Hell yeah.
GW.
Oh, can't do that yet.
investing or taking money from can I find it?
You're dead.
Comment on the stream, please.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll email it to you directly. Accept
Oh.
any constructive criticism.
Oh, fun fact, just for y'all to know, which I found out later, apparently academic paper companies, what are they called, magazines?
Journals?
Yeah, journals don't give any of their money to the people that publish the journals. So if
Of
you
course
email,
not.
so if you email the professors that write the articles themselves, they'll probably just give you a free copy.
Well,
Yep.
that was the thing on Twitter.
Yeah, with Twitter, everything on Twitter is real.
Some people,
Especially
will probably
Momo.
Yeah,
They're probably those pretentious
stick around for
professors who say no, but
yeah.
good ones will.
Yeah, I'm sure some professor will tell you no, but if you're ever doing research, worth it to hit a professor up.
Good
Yeah.
ones will, and those are the papers you want to read anyway.
Yeah, fuck. Yeah, anyone that doesn't give you their paper is probably bad at research.
You-
Yeah. They're probably hiding something from you.
Yeah.
Oh, lit. Nice. Got it.
Yeah.
Get it?
Oh, I'm getting it.
Do the thing.
Wait, no, that wasn't. Because it was 69 gold.
Oh, was
Oh.
it? Oh,
Sorry.
nice.
Never apologize for who you are.
Never apologize for a good 69 joke.
Anyways.
So Eric here is going to explain what that joke means. No,
Yes, I am,
Anyways,
kids.
kiddos.
Well,
I don't know why we're assuming people here and here are watching when it's like people we know.
Stop, friends.
well, we got our first quest done.
Nice.
Our
Yeah.
first side quest. We got our first enchanted item. It freezes people. And
Wait, I feel like I didn't.
we
have
educated everybody.
good stuff
What?
when I started the game.
Yeah.
Something that freezes somebody?
Yeah. It's the axe of freezing or some shit. What have we got?
How did I fuck up my first playthrough?
It's
of
the ancient
this
Nord
game
War
so
Axe of Cold.
badly?
This is not a very good enchantment, but it's something.
Nice.
They call this 5 points of frost damage. It's not exactly freezing people.
Okay. It gives you like a mild chill. It's like when you step outside on a 40-degree day and you're like, ooh,
Because Eric's from Florida.
Oosh.
ooshy.
Oosh.
Yeah. Well, we did it. Does this
Yeah.
seem like a good place to end, or do we have more rants to do?
We always have more rants to do, but we were pretty good
Jump
here.
off the cliff.
Hell yeah.
Jump off the cliff.
Quick
Jump off
save.
the cliff.
We might survive that.
Goodbye.
No.
Unshare. Stop the
Alright,
broadcast.
Well, this was fun. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
See you next
Bye.
week.